Hi there, everybody. Welcome. Happy Monday. I hope you had a great week last week. And I'm Maurice Williams. I'm the founder of JobMorph. And if you're joining me here for Motivation Monday, thank you for being a part of this. I know some of you like to see it recorded, and that's awesome. I also have a YouTube channel that you can watch all the old recordings on, so there's a week I'm out, or if you maybe need some support twice one week, I could happen some of those weeks, right? You can always check out the YouTube channel for JobMorph, and you'll see all the Motivation Mondays there. And I also have a platform that you can check out too. It has a lot of resources on it, including Motivation Monday, but other things. And I'm going to put that URL right here in the chat for you. If you haven't checked it out, we have it set up for our clients as well as for our free people. So, check it out. It has a lot of resources on there. So today, what I thought we could talk about is, a technique for getting yourself, back doing whatever it is that you're trying to get done. And sometimes like we're in a situation where we've like sort of identified a goal for ourselves. Maybe it's a new job, maybe it's improving our financial situation, maybe it's getting more healthy, maybe it's all of the above, you know. Um, and we're struggling to, kind of get that done, what we want to get done, you know. And a lot of times, you ask yourself, like, maybe at the end of the day or the next day, why didn't I do what I needed to do yesterday? Why didn't I know what I need to do, and I'm just not doing it, right? Is like kind of what people, and a lot of times when you talk to somebody, you ask them about, what got in their way. What was it that got in their way? People sometimes will say, I was tired, had to work later than I thought I was going to work. I something happened during my day, it kind of threw me off. Sometimes it's unexpected situations. There was traffic going home, made my day longer than I thought it was going to be. Sometimes it's something came up at the end of the day at work, caused me to put in a few more hours. Something happened, was running some errands, got a flat tire, whatever, you know what I mean? Like something got in my way to get done what I was going to do that day towards my goal. And I've helped people who want to start their own business. I've helped people who are trying to find a new job. I've helped people who are trying to, accomplish something on their current job. And those are the stories they often tell me when they try to explain what it was that got in their way that day. They have a clear clarity about what they need to do. And they have clarity about why doing it is important. You know, like if you sit down with them and you ask them, well, why do you want to do this? They have a very good set of reasons for what's driving them to make these changes, maybe like you have. But for some reason, the day passes and they haven't really invested that much time or any time into those things that help them to move this project, plan, whatever you want to call it, this goal forward, right? And this is not one day of oops. This is sometimes day after day after day after week after month after quarter after half a year, sometimes many, many years, right? Of sort of trying but not quite succeeding in doing those things that need to be done to move forward. Like you have a business idea and this is the list of activities I need to do to get this thing up and running, or you have a goal in terms of your financial health. These are the things I need to do to help myself get back on track financially, or you have a dream for a dream job, or some kind of at work that you want to do at work, some projects or some tasks that you want to get done at work. This can be anything, fill in the blank. If you're looking for a solution to this problem, I don't know if it matters the kind of problem is, the what is your goal. I think this is really about how sometimes, even though we know what we want to do, we know why we want to do it, we know what we need to do, we know how to do it, right? Like we've got all the pieces of the puzzle really put together. The reality is, 5 hours pass, 10 hours pass, 11 hours pass. Oops, the day is over. And we haven't really put in anything towards that goal. And then it happens again, right? And maybe again, maybe again. And you're just a little frustrated with yourself. Now, sometimes what happens when people are in this situation is, the next day or the next week, whenever they're thinking about it. So it's not only that they're not doing what they want to do, what they wish to do, right? What they desire to do. It's now they're beating themselves up for not doing it too. And that takes a lot of energy, right? Of each day, right? Is, kind of this sort of self-flagellation that we kind of sometimes get into when we know how to do something. We know why we want to do it. We know what to do, how to do it. We have it all figured out, but we ain't doing it. As simple as that. And it is, remarkable how people who are incredibly positive thinking, people who are incredibly successful, people who incredibly have so much of their lives together and have achieved so much in their lives can really get into this cycle of this self-flagellation on top of it. Not only am I not doing what I want to do, but on top of it, every single day is an hour, a half hour, 10 minutes, whatever it is, of criticizing myself for failing to accomplish what it is that I know I should accomplish or should have accomplished. My shoulda, woulda, coulda, right? So this happens to a lot of people. And I have to say, in my experience working with people as clients, as friends, right, even with myself, a lot of that self-flagellation never really leads to motivation. Beating up on yourself, the thing that's going to make something happen, if you think about it, isn't usually, for most people, doesn't really force someone to get up and go. It's not really the thing that will ignite the flame. It's almost like taking the engine out of, out of play, right? So, you want to accomplish this thing, and this is a way to sort of kill the engine, right? For most people, that self-flagellation, that, I'm such a bad person because I didn't do what I should have done today. If only I was a better person and I would have done what I should have done, what I could have done, what I would have done, that whole thing, for most people, really, truly doesn't really create this robust, igniting of a flame to get things done the next day. It actually, for most people, does absolutely the opposite, right? So now it becomes a cycle of, not knowing what you need to do, knowing how you need to do it, knowing what you need to do, right? They got it all worked out. And on top of that, you get to spend X number of minutes of that time, feeling bad for not doing what you wanted to do, right? And so that's this is the cycle that I really think we need to get ourselves out of. And the way that has worked for me, and has, I wish I had come up with this on my own, but I didn't. It's this idea of tackling what it is that you want to do first in your day. So if your goal is to get square with your finances, tackling that budget or whatever tasks are associated with getting square in your finances, tackling that first thing, you have a better chance of achieving that goal. If you're trying to leave your current job, right? And part of what you need to do each day is identify positions that you want to apply to and maybe apply to them. Doing that first thing, kind of getting up, getting a cup of coffee and doing that. For most people, that is going to work in terms of getting it done. And the reason that works, if you think about it for a second, is that, you're least likely to have anything interfere with the task in the morning, right? You're least likely to have traffic getting out of your bed to your cup of coffee to your desk. It's highly unlikely. Sure, something could have happened. You could have had a basement flood overnight, but it's really unlikely. It's much more likely that something's going to happen throughout your day, right? That you're going to have traffic in the morning, you have a project you didn't expect, something, you're going to find out something that's sad, you're going to have an issue with an employee you didn't expect. You're going to have an issue with a family member you didn't expect. Because all those things are more likely to happen later in the day. And so, and if those are the things that sometimes hold you back from getting done what you need to get done, well, you sort of like have eliminated that problem. It's not like those things are going to happen, but they're probably going to happen after you went to the gym, right? They're probably going to happen after you applied to those 2 jobs you plan on applying to every day. They're probably going to happen after you worked on your budget or put some effort into your business plan, or whatever it is that you are trying to change in your life. It's more than likely to happen afterward. And I know some of us are not like wake up early kind of people. I'm not even saying try to wake up earlier. I'm just saying, if you can, devote the first hour of your day to your dreams, to what it is that you want to accomplish. You want to be stronger in terms of your health, devote it to those things. You want to be stronger in terms of your dream job, devoted to those things. You want to, be more, get a business started, devoted to those things. And I'll tell you something else that happens when you do that. It really does great for affecting the rest of the day. Because you've kind of like put the oxygen mask on yourself, and then you're able to tackle whatever's around you, because, when you know that you put in the time, whatever it is, a half hour, an hour, 45 minutes, whatever really is the number for you, when you've marked off the list, the thing that matters the most to you, then, you're going to feel good. You really are. And that feeling of feeling good about having accomplished that is going to affect the rest of your day. It's going to put you in a better frame of mind for whatever is going to happen the rest of the day. So there's another upside to it, to doing it first. Is it kind of like impacts in a positive way the rest of your day. And, I have to say sometimes there's no room then for that whole self-flagellation, right? It's like there's no room because you have a smile on your face, you feel good in your heart, you feel like you really accomplished what you wanted to accomplish today. You got it done. You can spend more time patting yourself on the back. Do you know what I mean? You can feel good about what you've what you've accomplished towards your own goal. And so I think that idea that was told to me by someone else is really, truly, how I was able to start JobMorph, because I was in a situation at that time, it was COVID, and, my job wasn't going great, and things, just weren't awesome. Life wasn't awesome at that time, a pretty scary time. The height of COVID is when I was kind of thinking about starting JobMorph. And it was like, somebody said that to me, said, why are you waiting until like the end of the day to try to tackle the stuff towards starting JobMorph? Because it's the thing you're most excited about, the thing you want to do most, the thing you're thrilled about. But what you're doing is you're leaving it towards the end of the day. And by that point, sure enough, I was tired. I was grumpy. I didn't want to do it. I don't want to deal with it. The day had gotten to me. Everything had gotten to me by that point. And I was, day after day, just not really making any progress. And then, someone said to me, why don't you try doing it first? Why don't you try starting your day with spending an hour or a half hour, whatever you can do, whether it's 27 minutes, whatever it is you can do towards putting JobMorph together. And that completely turned it around for me. Right? Because every morning I would start out working on my JobMorph dream, this dream of starting a company, this dream of having a URL to share with people, this dream of having clients to help, because it was all nothingness at that point. And I'd be tackling small things at the beginning of the day towards that, because I didn't have a ton of time. It was like maybe 35 minutes, 40 minutes. That's all I had time to put in each day. I had a full-time job, had responsibilities outside of work. And that was all I could really do. I think I was going to school also at the same time. That's right. I'm remembering now. There was a lot going on all at once. And so, I put in the time that I could put in, 25 minutes, 35 minutes. But you know what? It was incredible. First of all, it just made the day go by much better. I felt great. When the next day came along and I put in my next 25 minutes, same thing happened. Next day came along, I put in my other, and it wasn't the case that every single day I put in my 25, 35 minutes. There were days I was sick. There were days that I woke up too late. There were days that whatever happened, because stuff does happen, right? That I couldn't get to what I wanted to do first thing in the morning. But most of the time, I really did. Most of the time. And that's how we're here today, in all frankness. So I wanted to share that with you as an idea to maybe can work for you. And I hope it really does work for you. And have a great week. And thanks a little bit for sharing in the chat. I love to read a little bit about, how you guys are feeling. And it's great to have some conversation back and forth. So if you want to share things, please do. You can share it in the chat like Lilibet did. You can certainly message me on LinkedIn, whatever feels comfortable to you. Have a great day, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye, everybody. Oh, this was really sweet. I love reading my little chats. Thank you so much, you guys. That really made my day. You inspire me. You really do, all of you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.